Good afternoon, everyone, and happy Monday. I'm Meteorologist Aaron White here for our 10 Weather Impact Show.
And I'm Breana Albizu. Man, Aaron, you have been busy,
Especially
over the weekend.
Yeah,
I was going to say, lots of, rain that we've seen here, really downpours, too.
Yeah.
I mean, the total amount of rainfall we got was insane.
Yeah, I mean, we had rounds of storms on Saturday, bringing some heavy rainfall, and then we caught a break Saturday night into Sunday morning, and then we had more showers and storms, and just unfortunately over the same locations, leading to flooding, which we'll talk about here later on in the show. But made for a busy weekend, and then today we had fog this morning. We've had some showers around.
A full mix. I think you definitely know it's summer here in Ohio when you have a busy forecast.
Yeah, well, especially the heat. That's bad,
I know. Humidity, I mean, add on layer after layer of what we can expect.
A little bit of everything, but hey, we'll get through the heat. We'll get through the humidity. We actually have some really nice weather to look forward to. I know we've talked about it a little bit Friday. Perfect.
He said cool down, guys.
Big cool down. And no humidity. Don't have to worry about anything like that. Just got to get through today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. So let's dive into the forecast here as we have a weather impact alert for the heat and humidity arriving tomorrow and Wednesday. We'll actually have a little bit of that today, but it's going to be more noticeable going into tomorrow afternoon and on Wednesday, as we will see more sunshine, more heat, temperatures up in the 90s. And with the humidity, dew points in the 70s, it's going to feel like it's closer to the upper 90s, even getting closer to 100 here for the afternoon on both Tuesday and Wednesday. But on Wednesday, that's going to be the day of change because we're going to see a cold front arriving. It's going to bring some showers and storms later Wednesday into the overnight hours, and that's just going to knock our temperatures down going into our Thursday and Friday. So a lot to look forward to, but unfortunately, we had to deal with a lot of heavy rainfall again over the weekend. Saturday, we had the showers and storms in the evening, more rain on Sunday during the afternoon, and it fell over the same locations, unfortunately, leading to more flooding. We had some of that Saturday night. Things started to improve, and then we had more rain on top of it Sunday, right over parts of Franklin County into Fairfield County, especially here where you see some of that red showing up there. Rainfall amounts to upwards of 5-6 inches of rain for several locations. We had flooding in Lancaster. We had flooding in Groveport, unfortunately. Things are improving a little bit more today. We're seeing some of the waters receding and cleanup efforts underway, but with more showers and storms in the forecast here today, it could be a concern, especially if we get some of those heavier downpours over some of those spots in Fairfield County, Franklin County, even parts of Pickaway County after what we had over the weekend. So we're watching that here for today. If you're heading out to the Ohio State Fair, temperatures are warm up into the 80s. We have the humidity around, and that's going to kick off the showers and storms that we have in the forecast here today. Good news with it, they're not expected to be as widespread as what we had both on Saturday and Sunday. But as mentioned, if they occur over the same locations that dealt with flooding, it's not going to take much to lead to more flash flooding even here today. Even a quick inch of rainfall could lead to some pretty poor conditions. So we'll be tracking that here for you as we continue through this afternoon. Otherwise, going into tomorrow, we'll catch a break in the showers and storms, but just got to deal with the heat. Heat and humidity, feeling like it's in the upper 90s, closer to 100 here for the afternoon. So that's tomorrow and again on Wednesday. But going through today, as we get this afternoon, we got the sunshine here. We had a little bit of sunshine later this morning, and that continued this afternoon. And now we got scattered showers and storms developing here for the next several hours. And computer projections are showing it, unfortunately, over some of the same spots. And that's going to be a concern here again through this evening before all that clears out of here. We'll catch a break tomorrow, and then we're right back into some more showers and storms here on Wednesday before we get a really nice break for really several days in the extended forecast. But today, scattered showers and storms are expected here this afternoon into the evening hours. We'll see a high around 90, maybe getting stuck into the upper 80s, but still very warm, rather humid here today, helping to fuel the showers and storms that we have in the forecast. That'll all clear out. We'll see partly cloudy skies here later on tonight, down to about 74 degrees, still warm, still muggy, and then going into tomorrow, 92 for a high temperature, making it feel with the humidity like it's closer to 100 here by the afternoon. So weather impact alert again for the next couple of days with the heat and humidity, and then a cold front arrives here on Wednesday, bringing us that chance for showers and thunderstorms later in the day Wednesday into Wednesday night. Could still see a couple showers around early on Thursday. But what is most notable, of course, is the temperature. 78 degrees here on Thursday, 79 on Friday for a high temperature. But look at Friday morning, down to 59 degrees. That is a sign of lower humidity, more comfortable conditions, and more sunshine. So if you're thinking about the Ohio State Fair or anything else, maybe wait a couple of days, wait until Friday and Saturday, the last 2 days of the State Fair, looking perfect. I mean, sunshine, upper 70s, low 80s in late July, and no humidity. I mean, you can't ask for better weather
does
than
that happen?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's going to be a nice break, and it's going to stick around for, I mean, through Thursday afternoon, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and possibly even into the start of the next week.
Yeah.
Kind of wild to have that many days of nice weather, really.
I mean, it's coming for us. We just got to hold out a little bit longer. But I also think we deserve the nice cool down. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I think everyone's ready for it after the rain, after the heat and humidity. It's just going to be nice to, really, it's going to be nice like we had last week earlier on. We had that lower humidity. You step outside in the morning and like, this actually feels nice.
Tolerable. Yeah, it wasn't like too sticky. Exactly. That's sometimes you can't get it all the time, especially again, it is summer after all, but when we can, we got to cherish it. So Friday, you were saying the fair.
So make some plans. Make some weekend plans. If you're going to go to the fair or anything, go out to the lake.
Paddleboarding. Yep, I knew he was going to say the lake. I knew he was going to say the lake.
It's the place to be, and if you don't have to worry about humidity and really high heat, might as well stay out there for a few hours. Just pack that sunscreen.
Yeah, of course. As we were mentioning, though, your forecast has been very busy. I've been very busy looking at the roads and a lot of roads. Yeah, the fog, the patchiness, it was really intense out there, too. Of course, mix that in with some construction projects going on. It looks pretty crazy out there. So I do want to mention, thankfully, today wasn't too bad, of course, to start our Monday, our week off. That's not bad. But I want to give you an early heads up for folks over in Delaware County. We have a lot of construction projects we've been talking about for the past month or so. We have a new one that's starting, again, not this week, but next week. So that's going to be August 3rd on that Monday. This is State Route 37, Central Avenue, also called The Point. So between 42 to 36, that will be closed. This road, you can see, it's basically Lake Street all the way to East William Street. That will be closed again for about a month. Again, I wanted to give you an early heads up because this will be going on for quite a while too. So just in case you are in the area making different plans out there, a good detour, basically, obviously avoid 37 if you can. Take 42 or 36, depending on where you're coming from, vice versa. Different directions here, but definitely want to utilize those two areas, 42 and 36, to get you where you want to go. Again, this is going to be lasting for about a month, so want to make sure you guys memorize this, know this well in advance here. Again, we've been talking about it, Delaware County. I mean, we got that ongoing project on 315 over by Orange Road, as well as that ongoing roundabout construction on Hyatt's Road. So a lot of stuff happening for you folks out there, but man, your roads are going to look really nice. Just wait and see there.
Yeah, we'll get through it. Things are going to be improving after that project is all said and done. But we also had a lot of traffic impacts over the weekend from all the heavy rainfall.
Oh, absolutely.
We even saw a little bit of that this morning with some of those heavier showers. But what happened over the weekend, of course, we had torrential rainfall leading to flooding. It also led to some road closures here across central Ohio and some of the harder hit spots, including Groveport and Lancaster. Take a look at this video from East Lancaster, an apartment complex. Dozens of residents were actually evacuated over the weekend. Many had to leave their belongings behind and were told that thankfully there were no injuries during the flooding, but many people remain concerned about where they go from here.
I'm glad I'm out, but I'm worried about my medicines and changes of clothes, because I heard, I don't know how true, we're supposed to be out for 4 days.
Yeah, so really wild stuff with, I mean, just how much rainfall. I mean, 2 to 6 inches of rain in a pretty quick amount of time.
Exactly. A big impact there, devastating for them. Hopefully they're able to recover out there. And while we've been dealing with flooding over the weekend, parts of the West even continue to battle wildfires. In Utah, crews have been battling the Monroe County fire. They were forced to take cover when winds gust up to 60 miles per hour, making for dangerous conditions. These winds also led to rapid expansion of this fire over the weekend as it had spread to more than 20,000 acres. Weather conditions are expected to improve as winds lighten up, which will help with the firefighting efforts over in that area. Now, Aaron, in terms of impacts here, what can we see when it comes to Ohio?
Yeah, so we are watching those wildfires again in parts of Utah. We're also watching more fires up in parts of Canada. And what this is, of course, is doing is putting a lot of smoke up into the atmosphere. As you saw from some of the video, some of the pictures, just large plumes of smoke, even in parts of Utah with those pretty large fires. But we also have more fires in Canada, in Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and it's sending all that smoke. It's getting caught by some of those upper level winds, and we're seeing some of that smoke already in parts of the upper Midwest. And as we continue through the next couple of days, it is possible that we could see some haze, some wildfire smoke building in here across parts of Ohio into the Great Lakes region there, in parts of Michigan, and even over into Wisconsin. Right now, though, doesn't look like it's going to be really that thick. It's not expected to cause too much air quality issues, but it will be something we'll have to watch. At least some subtle haze in the sky, not out of the question here as we go through, really going into late Tuesday night and into Wednesday. But thankfully, we are going to be tracking a cold front building in, and that's going to help to disperse some of the wildfire smoke, and even getting some of the rain that we have in the forecast here on Wednesday will also help to bring about some better conditions.
Good. Cold front not only helping the temperatures, but also the smoke. We will take it, absolutely.
Exactly.
And hey, new this week, we're learning about a new ruling from the United Nations that countries can be held legally responsible for greenhouse gas emissions. Jesse Mitchell has this week's Climate Watch report.
We're keeping an eye on the climate. Here's what you need to know. The world's top court just ruled countries can be held legally responsible for greenhouse gas emissions. The United Nations International Court of Justice said governments have a legal obligation to address climate change, including emissions from private companies within their borders. While the opinion isn't legally binding, it could bolster thousands of climate lawsuits worldwide and put more pressure on countries to cut emissions. Meanwhile, at home, the EPA announced it is shutting down its Office of Research and Development, impacting hundreds of scientists. The office studies the effects of climate change, toxic chemicals, and pollution on human health, and funds key university research. The cut is part of a plan to slash 23% of the EPA staff, which will save more than $748 million, according to the agency. And finally, a new study from Cambridge University links air pollution to dementia. Researchers analyzed data from 30 million people and found that long-term exposure to pollution from sources like car exhaust, power plants, and the burning of fossil fuels raises the risk of dementia by as much as 17% in some cases. Scientists say pollution may play a role in developing dementia by triggering inflammation and oxidative stress in the body, two factors linked to the disease. That's your Climate Watch. For the latest on climate and environmental news, go to cbsnews.com and follow us on Instagram at CBS News Planet. I'm Jesse Mitchell in New York.
Definitely some interesting stuff with that. I'm sure it's going to be a big thing to follow with the UN passing that regulation on countries for emissions. So something to follow, and we'll be watching that, but also just watching everything that's happening with our forecast, of course, with that heat. It's back here tomorrow and Wednesday. So again, weather impact alert days are here for tomorrow and Wednesday with the high heat and humidity. But otherwise, we'll get that nice cool down later on this week. So lots to look forward to. But Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz will be in later on today to catch more of updates here on the weather forecast. So we have the showers and storms later on today. He'll be tracking those for you. Otherwise, have a great afternoon, and we'll have more updates on 10tv.com.